Okay. So man juji inji potong tu son sonji kanju ngo nyo ron sen chu ko ngon so tanzip tsavala mi shabla sorwande da son ro lo na chu la so son dunga chanda che jin chen nyar so me pon hiwa jalla so sem chen tan de nyar de dan chen na tamba nam jin nin tsar de so. Good morning. Are you there? And also we can continue to research or investigate about our life. If you come with me, let's traveling into the human realms. And in this life, we would to say we are human being. We have appearances of the human realms. And our physical body is the human body. Since we obtain or gain or we got this body, how it is? Are you happy? Do you satisfied? Or you still complain? And me, if you ask to me, one hand, I'm very much satisfied and very happy. And particularly when I enter into the Buddhist university and I follow up particularly this book and received explanation of the human existence. And I discovered my body is very much precious. And then it's slowly, it takes time, to recognize it is really precious or not. But really it is precious. It doesn't matter you call some, how to say, important or not important. It's basically, it's a human body. And there are many different bodies. I can to see direct, inconceivable, the number of the transmigrations. There are I don't know, to count this animals group, that animals group. Like each insect, each different type of the animals, so many there's different type of the animals, sentient beings. All of them, they have body. But when I look at them, of course, for me, it's my perceived, some as a body is, even you go to near, scary. Someone is very nice. Then I look at myself, I am a human. And also sometimes look at the humans. Really, of course, if you first time to see the humans' body, humans, a little bit strange creatures. But you look the more and more, it is really something else. It is wonderful, beautiful, handsome. When you are like kind of the makeup or not, wearing nice clothes, and to have nice hair, and wearing some ornament, like some in the fashion shows or films, like actors and some musicians, something like this. It is really like something I think is, that is really God or divine. Wow, it's really completely different than other sentient beings. Face, shape, and also you talk, communication. And then it really looks like precious. And then it's like to turn yourself, you have this body. Do not need to jealous to the others. The other humans look, they are so handsome. They are so beautiful. Me is not. Never say like this. And if human is wonderful, you have this body. Your own body. Fantastic. It's wonderful, really. It's precious, but really it is precious. And one more to think, very happy. But to more analyze, it is really, it's a truth. Buddha, he say, we obtained a human existence, but it is a very fragile sensitivity. And he called the impermanent. It's true. And Buddha, he said, you should to understand the impermanent. And also when he realized the impermanent, therefore he was hurry up to run from the palace. He told his wife, his parents often, particularly he told to the wife, say, darling, I need to run in this moment. I understand the human existence is fantastic. Our condition is wonderful. We are living in the palace. But we are not freedom from the suffering of the old age, sickness, death. We are staying in the samsara. Of course, I'm not concerning only me and you. Look, we can globally, how many sentient beings, sufferings. It doesn't matter human, but insects, animals. They are all the times principally go under suffering of the old age, sick, death, so on. Who can to make freedom from this? I don't believe any gods. I don't believe any externally. If externally something there is existence, maybe please, she said, I'm begging to help us right now. You remember Yashodhara's? We went to outside, holy day, how much you saw sufferings. And my attendants, Janas, we wanted to see all of them. I saw sick person, I saw dead person, I saw that there's such sufferings. It's a kind of I'm a princess, pretty like a princess, or prince, or princess, girl, yes, prince. And I'm going to this, I'm looks like the God, but how I can to help to them? I'm in the name of the king, I'm enjoyed. And also he saw the other in the part, they lack out of collecting the tax. I asked, why you collect tax? Because for the royal families. Even I'm taking other sentient beings food, clothes. No, I don't want. And I need to do something urgent, quickly. Hey. And then it's like even his wife, Gopa or Yashodhara, she understood. Yes, I love you, but maybe if you say something, your concern is inconceivable, it's truth. But if you leave, What can we do, me and your son? Said. And he left on that night. She knows Buddha is leaving from palace, but she didn't interrupt. Let's go. Wonderful lady. And he left. 32 years old. Is our normal human beings. 32 years, very arrogant, proud, never think about the impermanent. Never drink, take a drug, run around. But certainly someone become my age. Then is a start, there is kind of discouragement, losing self-confidence, sadness, and old age is attacking. And then it's too little to think, a little bit too late. Maybe luckily, if you meet qualified teacher, or maybe, of course, if you really to be diligent, to certainly to reborn some faith, devotion. If you met some Lama, then of course, old age doesn't matter. In Tibet, the Mbero Chana, he has one student, 80 years old. He met first time Mbero Chana. He immediately be enlightenment. Just a few words he offered to this guy, he be enlightened. It doesn't matter. But this kind of very rare. When we is become the old, really is like kind of desperate. If you really to recognize old age, like there's a kind of naturally losing self-confidence. Now I'm old, what can I do? Memory is losing. Yesterday we already studied. And all the 5 faculties is slowly fade away, collapsed. Eyes can't see, ear can't hear, tongues is not very good taste, and body is strength, vigor, fade away. And then it's like there's kind of something important want to do, but hopeless. And like we are doing, but it's young, concerning like the Buddha. He realized that the impermanent. He asked to the Buddha, his father, Dad, I need to run quickly, urgently, before I will become the old. And he left, thinking impermanent, thinking precious human existence, thinking the defects of the samsara. And then it's like he be very diligent. During the 6 years, very much successful. That is a very, very, very auspicious. Of course, many Buddhist perspective, you go to 3 years retreat, we hope you become enlightenment. But that was also very difficult if you don't practice diligently. And you be in the lazy, in the retreat, maybe it's not. But also it's like you be retreat or not retreat. We have like kind of the wonderful methods, guideline of the Buddha, truthful telling to us. And particularly now we are analyzing the human existence. And it's wonderful we understood our own potential, our own quality. Which kind of do we have endowment in our body, speech, mind? Wonderful. That's one thing. But if we do not understand in our nature realities, we are really, it's like in the relatively, we are not free from sufferings. Today we are going to more investigate human suffering. It's of course other sentient beings, but specifically for the humans. And 4.3.3, this is like kind of the our English word. It doesn't matter. Suffering of not getting what one wants. It's like kind of we don't want to be old. That is, we don't want. And we don't want sick. That is, we don't want. And also it's like there's getting what we wanted, maybe we kind of without sick, without dying, without problems. But this kind of what you wanted is very difficult to get. Therefore, what we want is very difficult to accomplish, successful. Sometimes we put effort a lot. First time once I came in Belgium, I was hungry and come back from the French school. I was desperate to study French language and a little bit lost confidence for myself. And it's like complaining myself. And it's like coming back. I need to prepare lunch. Very much hungry. Then I said, okay. I don't understand French language. Forget it. Today I want very much to make delicious lunch. I prepared. I run to the shop, buy things, and prepare it. It takes at least half an hour, more than, of course. And then I put some different spice, then something. Finally, food is ready. Oh my gosh, impossible to eat. I don't know what I did. Impossible. And then what? To put in my table, impossible. Put in the rubbish bin and eat some biscuit, that's all. And sometimes it's like this. Very strongly I desire to want very tasty for lunch. I myself prepared, but finally result like this. And sometimes we put a lot of effort, day and night. What we want or something. Finally, nothing we get. Everything is lost. Everything is useless. This kind of suffering is occurring. There's not one of us in this world who does not want to be happy and feel very good, satisfied, contentment, relax, like this, but very difficult. And yet no one else gets what we want. Like same as my lunch. We put effort like kind of size of the mountain. And finally this consequence is size of the sesame seed, the happiness. Sometimes this happened. This kind of sufferance, for instance, a family is trying to make themselves comfortable, build a house, but it's collapsed and kill all of them. Sometimes happened. I remember in my areas, very funny. There's one families, and they winter times they build one house. Once probably you're some student, you went to Dzogchen monastery in the middle of the valley. The village people is below the valley. And I went in the village, come back quite late. In the climbing to the monastery, there's two brothers. We have a quite nice, good friend. They are coming down. I said 6, 7, almost o'clock. Where are you going? They said, we're going to home, and there's some, my relatives, they have yak horse, then we don't need to go to by feet. They said, I make joke, don't go home. Let's go back monastery. I said, no, I holding both. They said, no, thanks, we will come back soon. Okay. Then I slowly climb and get my home in the monastery and eat dinner. There's certainly near my neighborhood, there's one, it's kind of before monk, but he's married, but he's all the time prepared for the dead person's corpse. But there's some riding horse, taking horse, and coming to in this monk's place. Normally, of course, there's not very good news. I thought it's like difficult to see it, but riding horse coming. And then I thought something, surely to someone died or something. And then they took this guy. When I run to there's one family. What happened? And they said it's exactly these two monks' family. Their house was collapsed. Some families died. How many people died? We don't know yet. News. Yeah, whole night but no telephone, nothing. What happened in the morning? And then in the morning, after days, of course, then people came. Or last night, disaster happened. So these two monks go back to home, and father and daughter, old daughter, they outside to collect the yak. Mothers collect all the children. They have 7 or 8 children. And she made hot milk and to coming together in the front of the fire. She give some like a supper dinner. And suddenly collapsed top of there. This old monk and other 3 or 4 children killed. And then other someone is injured but survived. Like this sometimes. It's amazing. I was, wow. It is like, certainly this can happen. This is like kind of impermanent. And also exactly the teaching says, families try to make themselves comfortable to make building house, certainly collapsed, they killed, like this kind of. And also a person might eat to satisfy he or she or they kind of hunger. But the food make him or her or someone's ill and endanger his life. It's truth. And one is like kind of, my relative died. It's thyroid problems. Years sick. And then it's like, we say, what happens? Once he was a little hungry, he ate meat, some very hard meat, and he didn't without chewing, swallowed. And then something is damaged in the thyroid, and it make sickness. Then it start sick, and then years after he died. And then it's like in the cemeteries when they are cutting. In the part they stocked this meat. How many years this meat is still fresh there? This food is become the killer of his like kind of the, how do you say, cause of the death. And many people like this. For example, in Tibet, in the code, if you cooked meal, and then in the early morning, it's very, very dangerous. Without heat up, if you eat, and many people died. Without cooked, normally, it's not very much problems. But once you cooked, then you keep, and then in the morning, before you get hot water or something, you eat, it's a very, very dangerous, it's become a poison. Many in Tibetan people died. And like their food is like become, then is sick. What is happened? In the morning, it's out in the bacteria in the stomach. They are like kind of the mouth looking for the food. And then it's like kind of cook, or it's like, or you cooked, it's a closet, then become like a cold. And then they eat this food, they go, the bacteria eat, then the bacteria is going to die. Bacteria die, we are linked very much. Amazing. And also sometimes it's like in the blood is something, the infections go. Someone has very special methods to take out immediately blood. It's okay. Or maybe in someone's in the stomach, quickly to get rid of this in the bacteria, or need to warm it up. Then sometimes food is many food also make the cause of the death. It is truth. And this sort of, we want things, these things make the cause of the sufferings. For example, soldiers go to the battle, hoping for the victory, and immediately get killed by the enemies. Of course, then many says, I want to go to war, to fight, to defeat my enemy. And inside maybe when I come back, I am victorious. I make joke, look, in the West, very famous, the Alexander, Macedonia's king. And he's become the victorious country, many countries, never satisfied. And finally, enemies, one lady, Egypt, she killed, very young. And like this, sometimes we have kind of, there's no limitations. And inner disturbed emotions is too much strong, desire. Exactly yesterday's explanations. You want something, you get, that you want more and more and more, until die. Look in our worldly, some famous, and they want to continue permanently, forever want to become the famous. I make the joke in our sanghas. I'm calling to someone called, you are the jaw freezers. I am Mike Tyson. I'm going to beat you, give you new face. Then I looked at Michael Tyson, very strong guy. When he's young, he defeated many. Now I think he's old, but still he want to play the boxing, want to be the winner, champion. But now, guy, don't go to in the scoring this one. Someone, it's a strength is lost. Now it's nothing but very much suffering. Why I can? Look, we can to say it's like, but Michael Jackson. When he becomes like kind of old, he cannot do more like kind of dance, sing. And if he's a little bit strange, he make a lot of surgery. He want to continue to succeed. Some, if you really to understand Dharma, some in the certainly you need to stop. Okay, that's the end. You satisfied me. How we can to keep positions forever? Then it's like most famous, most rich, most kind of the beautiful, handsome. When they're losing these positions, they are so much suffering. They don't want this kind of, but old age naturally occurring and collapsed. Cannot to accept, difficult to accept, but no choice. And like this, also victorious, many kings, and in the past, rulers, they occupied one country, never satisfied, they continue. And they finally, they want to die. I'm watching often the Rome, Mr. Caesar. And there is one history, Mr. Caesar say, Maximus, Let's talk. Yes, my lord, what I need to talk with you, said. You look this map. I made war 25 years. I conquered them. I'm going to now die. Then what is the life? He is born in the royal family, famous king, Caesar. But 25 years worry, killing, and got the name of the victorious. How much makes suffering under his own army? How much kind of the makes suffering to those soldiers' families? How much he destroyed to the others? The ending, killed by his own son. Nothing happiness. But maybe he used to keep in his own territory, not fighting to the other, not disturbing to others. Neighborhood, maybe he can to die natural. Maybe he can enjoy in the palace, but want to be victorious, to make war. Finally, there's nothing happiness. Like this sort of soldiers, they want to be victorious, but nothing. They killed. And a group of the merchant go on a trading expedition in high hopes of the profit, but attacked and reduced to beggars. It's the truth. For example, someone's really is like a want to make something profile or the profit, and making candle trade. Even the ancient times, sometimes they go to the sea and the boat, and they never ever return back. What they say to the families, we're going to trade or to bring some treasure, some nice things. Of course, the families expecting, they left, but never come back. The suffering is need to carry until after they die. And also in these days, we look in the world widely. Someone's making the trade or dealing with drug, guns, and money, and diamond, gold, and make society group. There is such mafia and gangster. They think they won't be rich. They want to be like kind of the joy. But finally, life prisoner. Finally, sometimes they can't get nothing profit, and make the cause of the death. And I make joke once I watched in the YouTube in America. There's like kind of the robber came to in a bank. Two people came into the bank. Of course, in the shot, too many people killed. They got the big sack of the dollar, maybe how many $100, I don't know. But then it's certainly, of course, the bank send message to the police, army. They can't almost round the house. And then it's like kind of they shooting. There's no possible to run, but still they are carrying back and guns together. And one is like injured. The police is like hit his leg, the butt. Monkey groups touching the computer. And but it's like still he's running, difficult to let's leave, there's money. And then is a police killed, but to die holding the sack. And this kind of too much wanted, even they spend their life. There's nothing profit, but they attacked by policies and armies. They like kind of died. Also sometimes they become the very, very beggary. Like this, no matter how much effort and energies we expand in the hope of the becoming happy, rich, victoria, higher position. It's in this life, but put effort, but nothing result. Unless action in our past life have created that potential, we will not even be able to satisfy our immediate hunger. All we will do is to make trouble or ourselves and others. Maybe if we haven't got any in the past action of the positive, maybe it's like some positive actions, the kind of the created some cause of the happiness. You can to say the potential. If we haven't got nothing, only that we need to rely on the effort. Nothing kind of the cause on the past. Now is to put effort. It's a very difficult. It's difficult to make able satisfy our immediate like a hunger. If you are hungry, you haven't got nothing kind of the cause of the in the past. It is like immediately to make a full stomach. Very difficult. It's like kind of the indirectly like this. Directly, if you don't prepare the yesterday for your food, then certainly now in the like a kind of the lunch or the breakfast, you nothing prepared. And then it's like you say it's like now is the lunch or your meal times. And then what you do? You are hungry. Maybe you need to run to the restaurant. Maybe you didn't prepare the money. And maybe you need to run to shop. You can't buy. But then it's like nothing prepared and you're hungry. You cannot make immediately take away your hunger. It is truth. But we prepared even direct causalities. Yesterday we prepared for the lunch or dinner, tomorrow like this. Then today is very satisfied. You prepared. This is the potential result yesterday's actions. And yesterday I prepared, no problem. Today we have lunch. And after the lunch, or during the lunch, or maybe it's before the lunch, it doesn't matter, I'm thinking tomorrow's. I have this month, I will eat today. It's take away my hunger. But tomorrow, you prepare or not? You say, oh, no problem. Tomorrow, I don't think of it. It's a liar. You are stupid. Because tomorrow is coming, like same as today. And therefore, this is direct causalities. I think very much logical. Indirectly, we see, look, in our past, according to our past action, and the past potential, and the past kind of what we created, according that in the present situations, someone's very rich, happy, comfortable. Someone is not. They put a lot of effort, no family, no kind of the not very good friend, and very poor, and no position, and it's put a lot of effort. Effort is nothing result, nothing kind of profit. And like this is obvious, and it is just to try to put effort, maybe try to kill, try to stealing, do some sexual misconduct, lying, give harsh word, doing all the negative actions, but also even the difficult to survive, to make a lot of suffering yourself, to make it terrible to your family, to the others. And it is like this. For example, sometimes some children, they grow up, they do the criminal things. For example, last time I saw in the how to say in the YouTube, one guy, he's come from London, England. He went in America, and the meeting is like a camping times. He said, I want to kill the Donald Trump. And very stupid, in the middle, it looks like a zombie. Of course, police will catch him. And then is put the prisoner. Maybe he's needed to prisoner 20, 30 years. And then parents says, why he's doing? They're going to their visit, ask, it's like, he's already like kind of like more than the 20 years. He's like kind of man. And the laws can't to tread him. And like follow him. And then he's very stupid. And the parents is cry and cry. How we can go to the lawyer and pay the money. But in the perspective, if you doing something, the president at that moment is very dangerous. Like for example in England, ancient times, I'm not sure now, ancient times you are against the queen or the royal families, definitely you receive death punishment. And like this, for example, in the community, some most important person, if you other people to criticize or to kill, want to kill, it's very dangerous. And then the parents to say, we spend a lot of money, give education, everything. Why are he doing like this? Now we still sufferings. How long he need to stay in the prisoner? That much the parents is sufferings. And now what can be like this? Also it's like someone's lot of making trouble to the families, to the friend. Of course, this guy himself to be in the present, not very good. This sort of, sometimes we try to put effort, something to want things. If we can't get want things, and finally we make suffering ourselves, and also to the others. And also it's like the only result we can be the sure of the achieving is not to be liberated from the depth of the lower realms. And finally, our consequence is, it's kind of the making the cause almost difficult to get rid or go out of the lower realms. And we are kind of the want something, and in order to get that, we're doing put a lot of effort, and through the negative actions or negative way. And then finally, it's like a result is all the time is make a rebirth of the lower realms. Hell, hunger, ghosts, animals. And in this perspective, it's like also it's like something is we want, can't get. Then it's like we're doing a lot of negative things. Then it's a human life is really empty, meaningless, like a return empty hand. And we are being in the human realm to guard the human existence. When we die, which kind of we carrying to the next life? And in this perspective, maybe we can to be serious ourselves and really to honestly to analyze. Maybe I am a human being, I'm very happy. Of course, I want many things, but some things I can to get, some things I cannot get. And of course, the teaching says, I want things I will get or not get. I need something potential in the past. I don't know my preparation it was in the past. And I don't need to put so much hope. And if there's no hope, no fear. And to make more to contempt to mind, to look at the mind, and to be dissatisfied whatever present, what we have, joy, happy, and to make make therapist our own self, to make psychological doctor our own self. And that is the best, I think so. And this kind of teaching for me is wonderful. Really? Yeah, that is the truth. And I have like kind of the sumo to eat. Maybe I want to eat royal family's meal. But of course, I don't need to be hungry. Whatever I have, I can enough. Maybe I'm not thinking about royal family's food. Maybe I can to look the whatever I have mine, to make it properly to cook, and to make like a little bit like kind of tasty, to good way to dinner. Maybe more delicious than the royal family's meal. Maybe it can make me satisfied. Why I need to think about royal family's meal? And of course, it's like there's not much, but maybe I can to survive. And today I'm survived. Today I'm comfortable. And why I need too much to think tomorrow? If I need to think too much, maybe I need to some positive things. Maybe it's like a kind of, okay, directly, maybe it's like to think tomorrow some prepares. Today there's, tomorrow something to arrangement is possible. And also it's like, maybe it's the indirectly, spiritually, we can to say, today I'm a kind of generate bodhicitta, to show in the loving kind of compassion. Maybe I have friend. Tomorrow they can to help me. I can to send my sympathetic and heart, good heart, warm-hearted, love, kindness. Maybe there is something, repayment result. Surely, of course, in the Dharma says you cannot put the hope. But yeah, this is not need to hope. But there is a little bit kind of arrangement. And it's like I understood the causalities. And tomorrow is to be comfortable, not comfortable. It depends the today our actions. Guru Rinpoche said, if you want to really know about your previous life, which can you look the present your situation, you can to roughly to know. In the future, what kind of you will be, if you really want to know, you'll need to look in the present your actions. And like this, maybe my actions more connect to the positive way. Kindness, not kind of killing, not stealing, like this, doing more 10 positive actions, 100%. Automatically there is something good things coming. And therefore, today I'm alive. Today is a wonderful my condition, situation, and appreciate. And today I can open my eye. I can to see that these human appearances in this moment. This is the relative realities, not yesterday's relative reality, not tomorrow's. It's this present, this moment, whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we are tasting, this is the reality. That is the phenomena. That is our appearances. If we enjoy it, whatever we see good, wonderful. See bad, wonderful. We comparison. That like this. These are to really to see. I'm seeing. For example, when you look at the blue skies of nice flower, nice mountain, nice jungle, nice city, nice human being, nice something. I'm really looking. I'm be in the present moment. I'm looking. Then its taste is coming. In the day teaching says when you are drink tea, you be your mind that moment. I'm drinking this tea. That is the kind of focused meditation. Really to put on the tongue how it is. Then you can to taste this tea. Wonderful way. Sometimes we are like kind of here's the telephones. Mind is thinking something and then eat like this. Or drink. Sometimes like make joke, someone put napkin in your meal, you eat it, you don't know. And like this, your mind is something else. And your eye in the telephone, and this hand is eating. But what you are eating, which kind of taste, delicious or healthy, you don't know. This kind of, we have many. When during the eating, doing present moment, thinking past, thinking future. Mind is all the time carrying the destructive things. Never be the present moment. Then it's a little bit very bizarre. I think so. I have this kind of feeling. I like this, and also says that it's why a single spark of the merit is worth more than a mountain of the efforts. Doing a little bit positive things, rather than put huge effort. They're like size of the mountains. If you do set like tiny sparkle, size of the sparkle, to do some positive things, and like kind of maybe sending your love to other sentient beings, and to showing the kindness to others. Maybe make the generosity through your body, through your belonging, through your this kind of merits. And if you kind of give 1 cup of some thirsty beings, and you saved 1 insect, maybe from in the road, and maybe you give some piece of bread, some hungry animals. This sort of the merit is a consequence huge. But you very much selfishly, you put so much effort, like a mountain size. Maybe result is almost nothing, nano atom size. What use are is the samsaric activities that never come to an answer. Samsaric enterprise, endless. It's obvious, absolutely connected. This samsaric activity, samsaric task, samsaric enterprise, all of them connect to the negative activities. As much as we can reduce, wonderful. And it's like kind of we need to more. And when we're doing time is a little bit to more connect to the positive things. And also positive or not positive. When we do, for example, if you go to some companies, I want to say, you earning money, you're working on there. Okay, I need to 8 hours, I need to work. To be loyalty, to be honest, and it's like to cheerful. And you can to say, okay, I'm working. Maybe may these companies become successful. And direct or indirect, you be very much honest. You working, but that is the virtue. And you are like kind of doing some benefit yourself, but it's a very much virtual way. And it's like a kind of we go to in the companies. If there's no boss, there's something ruining out. Companies. And I don't care, this is, anyway, if there are a little bit salaries problems, hey, what happened my salaries? And your companies is like kind of nothing, 8 hours, maybe late, maybe early go home, as much there skips. And it's like nothing, something collapsed or something going the wrong way. You see, I think, I think it's something wrong, but doesn't matter. Then it's not good. You do your own. Sometimes there is want to boss and want to control the others. Oh, not good. Oh, not good. Oh, boss, you need to kick out this one. It doesn't work because you want to be winner. And there is this kind of negative aspect, positive aspect. It is like this kind of course, when we do our benefit, even you are like kind of doing the food, maybe you included yourself, maybe you making the meal. I want to make delicious. Okay, today, or maybe it's like this times I'm doing, and maybe not only me, everybody expecting like this, and there's something this sort of in the samsaric enterprise, the activities, of course, sometimes unavoidable, and everything looks like seems related to the negative activities. But that moment also there is kind of positive things. It's 100%. I say it's like some our students, they say it's like, oh, I'm like kind of difficult to practice Dharma. I need to go to in the office. I need to work. I'm fed up. It's not Dharma activities. Okay. And then you can to give us, no, impossible. I need financial problems. I need a job. I need a salary. Okay. Then what you do? Then it's like maybe also your job is to bring your path. Okay, I'm going to there. I should to be benefit for them, to be honest, truthful, and it's not kind of like a kind of, how do you say, oh, that is this belong this thing. Never ever concern. 8 hours you spend there, truly to dedicated. Of course, it's like someone says like maybe which kind of jobs here. And one Tibetan guy, he was in Switzerland. One company says, we can give you a nice, easy job. Would you like to? He was so happy. And then there is one inside, electricity, red and green. And then there is signs come, one sign coming, he need to push a red button. And some sign, he need to push green, the light. And he did maybe 20 years something. And then finally someone said, what is your job? I don't know. There is one company is giving me this job. And nice job, very easy. And I think your job is awful. What? Your job is awful. Which kind of job? This is like kind of the huge companies. It's a butcher. When he's like signs come, red one, and he need to something stop. Green ones coming, he push hundreds animals same times cutting through like killing. The machine automatic. And he's every day 100 killing. And then he come back, cry and cry. But then it's like a reality is, of course, it is like not his fault, of course. Maybe it's like he killed maybe millions of animals, 20 years how much he did, but he don't know. This sort of sometimes I would to say it's like some companies creating the negative things. Once one student says the persons working in the companies, these companies create milk. How they create milk? This is inconceivable sometimes. This milk, they put some chemical. If you continue to drink this milk, it's very healthy, no problem. But if you change milk, and then is a problem, the stomach, then problems. And they're doing like this. Why? Then they say, if you take this milk, it's very good for you. Other most milk is very bad for you. Say. And you change, maybe you're sick because our milk is very, very good. And then is this person like this, but reality there, what can I do? I said, change, maybe. It's good. You know about that and say goodbye. Even I can't get the salaries. Tomorrow I will run away. And okay, you don't need to criticize. The companies, some boss they want. And last time there's Tibetan guy argued, they said it's like to eat meat or not eat meat. One person says, why not? You should eat meat. Why you need to enjoy it? And the other one says, yes, would you like to create one butcher there is? And you looks like you want like this. Maybe someone want to create a very different things. For example, it's like too much hungry for the monies. Even the Buddhist people, 100% do negative things. Even like you can to get tomorrow, you become the million or trillionaires. Please, there's a few, maybe one animal, you need animal, like some cow or something. If you kill this one, then you become the very rich. Maybe you become the trillionaire. I'm not sure even the Buddhist peoples. And okay, can you give me secretly that I will kill me? But in this person, it's like really that moment, the decision like this, I would to say. Otherwise, it's like, of course, samsaric activities, enterprise or the linked negative. But sometimes generate bodhicitta, what you doing things, begin to check. And okay, why not to be loyal? Maybe it's bring in your office, is your retreat place. What you doing things maybe very much connect to the compassions and very much kind of concerning others. And maybe that is also kind of path works. Yesterday I said it's like this retreat service. Maybe his service, he's doing like day, every day, live this thing. Maybe that is his way of the liberation path. And very much compassion and generating bodhicitta like this. It's not yet, yes? Okay. And like this, we can to say the samsaric activities, of course, never ever come in the end. When we decide to stop that moment until there is endless. But sometimes samsaric activities more relate to the negative things, it's the truth. But some samsaric activity without samsaric activity, very difficult to survive. But samsaric activities combined with bodhicitta, truth, loyalty, honesty, there may be also samsaric activity is become the path of the liberation. All the effort we have made throughout beginningless time in samsara, trying to get what we want, has brought us nothing but sufferings. It is the truth. Like yesterday we talking about some parents, they want children, and when they create children, how much sufferings. And then parents want children to become the successfuls. Sometimes not. They kind of become the maker of the sufferings. And things, many of these things we wanted, and that these things put a lot of effort. In the beginningless of the like samsara, we put a lot of effort, put hope, fear, lot of things. And then it's like finally a lot of bring sufferings. And in the past, had we taken all the energy we devoted to worldly aims over the early or later part of just one life and devoted that energy to the Dharma instead, we would already be Buddhas by now. So one is like when we wander into the samsaras, and we put a lot of effort to in each lives. And in the early or in the later means, one since we able to grow up and we can to acting or something to try to collect in the early our life. And then it's like we start worldly aim. I want to become rich. I want to become successful. I want to become like this and that, victorious, winner. And we put a lot effort, devoted. And we put all the energies for worldly aims, early or later. And parts of the just ones, and like a kind of, maybe, and we can to say it's like in our life, in just whole maybe life, like this kind of put effort, energy, in order to get what we wanted. And same is like this, if we are devoted or to put all the energies to practice Dharma, instead that, and 100% we are early, we are maybe not now, long time ago, we already be Buddha. surely. But not like kind of countless lifetimes to put energy devoted to do the samsaric enterprise. And samsaric enterprise task be more important to practice Dharma. And we put more effort to put all the energies to these directions. Then we call that we are the samsaric sentient beings. And finally, like which kind of result? And if not, we put a lot of we do not put the effort of the Dharma way activities, put only this like samsaric kind of the devotion or devote samsaric activities, then at the least we would definitively never again be subject to the suffering of the lower realms. Maybe it's like kind of we put effort devotedly to make the accomplishment of samsaric activities. And like same to put effort, if we put effort towards the Dharma and practice the liberation paths, maybe we already Buddha, maybe not at least, maybe we don't need to injured by the lower realms. Probably we can never need to go to in the lower realms. We never need to go to the hell, hunger, ghosts, animal realms. And at least, but we are almost at never. We all the times devoted towards the samsaric enterprise and samsaric tasks. And it's like kind of the 100 actions inside one kind of the nirvana's action or not. Maybe not. 1,000, maybe 1,000,000 actions inside. Maybe 1/2 action is connected to the positive and liberation activities. Then how we can to receive more happiness? Because happiness is need cause. We are not create this cause like this. Now what we need to do is we would meditate as follows. Now that we know the difference between what we should do, and what we should not to do, and we obtained a human existence. Luckily, our all the faculties entirely like kind of completed, no handicap, nothing. And also top of that, we more kind of the open the wisdom, follow up the spiritual friend, receive the Buddha's teachings, and we have kind of the discriminating knowledge. We understood what we need to do, what we shouldn't do it. This kind of adopting, abandon things, and says like which kind of you need to act, which kind of you cannot to act things. Like says what is correct, what is incorrect. This kind of in the relatively existence. And maybe it is like sometimes says like this, more religious say like this. Oh, what should do, what should not do it. It's more like this kind of rules. It's not a rule. This is nature rule. And it's like a kind of, how do you say, if I'm eat the poisons, I should to do it, I shouldn't eat. I say it's like someone says you shouldn't eat poison. I said, which kind of rule? Why not? And then this, yes, you can eat. You know? If I eat, the result is suffering. But this person's not a rule. It's natural. Nature is like in the relative reality like this. If you eat medicine, medicinal things. It's making more healthy. It's more result good. Like this, positive and negative. And what is the negative? What is the positive? That's very, very important to know. Now we understood these things. Wonderful. And us stop putting great hope in samsaric enterprise that we will never be uncompleted. That is the truth. We're putting great hope in samsaric enterprise, task, activities. This samsaric enterprise is never at the end. The like kind of these cycles, activities, whatever we do one day, that's all the time the same job. Therefore, samsaric enterprise, the like kind of difficult to accomplish. And the state practice the true Dharma, in the which the accomplishment is certainly said. When it's like kind of we practice to Dharma, maybe we stop the like a negative activity from the disattachment. Negative activities comes from the anger, hatred, jealousy, ignorant, so on. If you stopped and completely, or it is like a kind of antidoted, and afterwards, the end of the samsara, then it's the accomplishment, certainly is the coming. And this one is like kind of the suffering, which is that we wanted, but it's very difficult to come. Lot of put effort, like this. Now is the next one is, I'm going to investigate different human beings' sufferings. It says like the 4.3.4. Are you missing coffee? No? Okay. The suffering of the accounting what one does not want. And the last time is also we said it's like encountering means it's like meeting. What one does not want, like a kind of the sickness, robber, killer, murder, enemies. And whoever don't like you, doesn't like you. And then it's like, but you all the times need to be with them. This kind of the sufferings occurring. There's not one of us in this world who wants any of the sufferings described in these books, absolutely. And yet they are what we experience all the time, whether we are like it or not. And it's like kind of unpleasant things, uncomfortable things, what we don't want to see, don't want to hear, don't want to touch, don't want to taste. And this sort of things we don't want. Of course, there's many kind of different type of the sufferings. We don't want many different type of sufferings. But often it's coming. Experience all the times, whether we are like or not like. And often like coming like this, what you can to do? And we are living in the thrones, the full of the pit. How do you say it's like? I would say it's like obeys or obos. Obos, do you know? It's a big hole on the ground. And full of the inside thorn means it's like a needle, like a kind of the shamali tree. And you feel inside. You cannot live there. You don't want. Because your body is how much is like pain. There's full of the shamali tree. And then it's like you feel inside until someone's rescued or until you make yourself liberation. You like or not like, you need to stay there. Like sometimes like this. I told you there's one guy, he made some mistake. He need to go to prisoner. In prisoner, he did this some criminal. Wife say, darling, why are you doing these things? He said, do you understand? I don't want, but no choice. I like or not like. For example, she said, I'm being the prisoner. Those prisoner peoples are the criminal. They naturally beat me, knocking me. They give me new fees me. Then I need to become the handicap. Impossible. And he's very brave and he did like a revenge. He killed again in prison. Then his life stay in the prison extended. And he said, no choice. No like kind of this situation. Like this. Sometimes we like or we don't like. Almost no choice. And this kind of situations, what can we do? There's examples. There are people, look, for instance, who because of their past action, this negative action, miss kind of the leaded negative actions, becoming the subject of the particularly rulers. And some is like the horrible king, horrible like kind of dictatorships, and like a kind of the such strange leaders. They kind of the like all the time is making suffering to the under people. We can obvious to see in this world lot. And also it's like kind of the service of the some rich persons. Someone is they're touching all the times in the computers. Can you hand this in your lap? Yes. Oh, wonderful. And sometimes it's really some rich has the slave service. Very horrible. They insult, they beat, and they like kind of the very much treatment is horrible. We can there's a history. We can see obvious like this. This kind of richest persons has some slave. They no choice, impossible. And what can they do? Against their witch, they are completely like kind of the subordinate to the will of their masters without a moment freedoms. There is like kind of at all moment freedoms. Concentratedly they need to work. Concentratedly they need to be panic, afraid. Maybe sometimes it is like kind of the really is a very much need to aggressive. And it's like sometimes in our westerns, oh, we are strange, become the student of the strange lamas. Maybe it is like it's the truth. Some lamas says like, okay, I'm your lama. You need to keep your samayas. And then if I order to you, you don't do, I'm angry to you. Then you break samaya. Then student, yeah, of course. You are my master. Whatever you tell me, I obey. No, really it's very good, kind of great masters. It depends you want to keep samaya or not. They never give you a samaya. Of course, it's easy to receive the teaching, empowerment. But also you keep your samaya. It's totally possible to you. But some is like completely qualified masters, like some my teachers. They don't need nothing. Nothing. If you ask, do you need help? I don't need any help. If you help me, you help yourself. Then that is kind of great help. Maybe don't need them. Modern, like called the Lama, like same as me. They have a lot of projects. They're doing such things, and like kind of constructions. And this project, that project, you need to donate, collect the money. Awful, disaster, absolutely. And I fed up this kind of project. Fed up. I don't want to do anymore. Okay, I can offer to teachings. Sometimes we say it's like, okay, now I'm living in Dharma city. How much we put effort? How much make suffering to the student? But we are kind of now, final result, to study place, to practice place, nice. Whoever some other countries, our families coming, we have kind of to welcome. Nice place. This is one is good. Result is not bad consequence, but during the to doing times, awful. Like this kind of a lot of like the mastery, and then it's like okay, maybe it's there, but maybe this is we hope qualified teachers. They be told something to give a lot of job to the student. We hope maybe it's our purification. But maybe some Lama same as me, it's very dangerous. And of course, some qualify like just Malaripas. And there's many Telos Naros. Okay, then you obey, you follow. You kind of need to uncomplain. Maybe teachers very tough, strong. But reality, this consequence, is become the student, same level reach of the teacher. Wonderful. And it's like kind of through this kind of education, student is like almost more better than the teachers. And then it's teachers need to finally respect to the student. Then it's okay, this kind of the relation, this kind of, sometimes worldly masters, worldly ruler, worldly kind of boss. Maybe it doesn't matter the name of the Lama. Oh, no compassion, no qualifier, only to give job or like kind of task to the student all the times. A little fed up. And this sort of, the really qualifier masters, it's okay, wonderful. For example, look in the Tibetan communities, maybe someone's very much loyal to the holiness, the Dalai Lama, the precious teacher, the representative of the Buddha. Okay, someone's, even there's nothing kind of sala, nothing, voluntarily doing. And why? Also, it's like we appreciate very much. Look, he's doing things. And he's like kind of the making like kind of the peace of this world. He's not only carrying the Buddhist, he carrying each traditions to make harmony. We appreciate very, very much the ancient times and the religious between how many war, how many criticize, how much killed each other. Even in the Buddhist perspective, I would to say in Tibet, there's like 4 major schools, Gaju, Nyingma, Sasha, Gelu traditions. And between there's how many argumentations, ugly kind of the Gehis, ugly kind of the name of the Lamas, how much they did awful things. The name of, but this holiness, 14th Dalai Lama, how much he make harmonies to kind of his centralized. He said, I'm not belong the Kagyu, I'm not belong the Gelu, I'm not belong the Nyima, I'm not belong the Sasha. I'm a leader, kind of the maker of the harmonies. He respect to the each traditions. He's like kind of the moving all the times non-sectarian activities. Now these days, many high lamas coping, they cannot acting because they become embarrassed according to holiness. Appreciate very, very much. Who has kind of biased, like a kind of the in my lineage, my tradition. You, of course, you can to follow your own lineage. Why you criticize to other lineage? Of course, your teacher is fantastic, but why you are criticized to others' teacher? No need. You have your own karmic connections path. You to follow if you are suitable, if you are relevant, and to respect to others. Wonderful. Holiness, my own suitable spiritual path is a Buddha's path, and my like kind of karmic path is Buddha's path. That's my principle. But I respect to the Muslim, the Islams, like the Christianity, all others, Hinduism. He go to there together pray. Doesn't matter. Externally, it's like kind of the unbelievable things that happened. For example, he's also sometimes very much brave. And he go to in the mosque. He go to the any different. It's some people say you cannot go there. Maybe sometimes in the how do you say, it's like indirectly something give poison, kill. He said, doesn't matter. But he now look how many he has good friends. The how do you say is in Africa very famous. This how do you say archer, Bishop Tutus, or something like very famous, very compassionate. They are cooperating together. They are very good friends, and very nice when you see these atmospheres. And he has a very good Muslim friend, Hindu friends in India. There's like he says, we are leader of the spiritual path. We should to make harmonies. We need to make the peace in this world. He's not only for the Tibet, worldwide. These kind of masters, okay, whatever ordered, we should to obey. Wonderful. Sometimes it's like there's a rich, powerful ruler, and kind of name of the lamas, like that dangerous. I mean joke, okay? Forget it. But anyway, without the moment, there are no freedoms. They need to follow. They might be punished, terribly beat, punished. For the smallest mistakes, if you put something there's, what you did? Oh, you put my toilet is the wrong way, I won't beat you. Oh, yes, now it's the question, the holiday times you just, shut up. Okay, sorry.